Hi kiddos, I'm back. It is story time again. You can call me Meemaw or Grandma Jean Jean. I'll answer to both. Hopefully you're having a good day. It's bright and sunny here where I am. I hope it is where you are. We're going to read a book today. Hold on a second. Let me get these glasses on to help me. It's called Forget Their Manners. Do you know what manners are? Like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, thank you, please. Those kind of things are called manners. So let's see what's in this one. Here is by the Berenstain Bears. And it says, please and thank you, help quite a lot to make a polite bear out of one who is not. So let's see what the story is all about as far as manners. There was trouble in the big tree house down on a sunny dirt road deep in bear country. Trouble with manners. The bear family's trouble with manners was that they forgot them. Not sure about you, but it's kind of hard to forget your manners once you learn them. Now, if you haven't been taught manners, then you might forget because you're not really aware that you have manners. But once mom and dad, or maybe grandma and grandpa, or Meemaw, Paka, Grandma Jean Jean, once they teach you manners, then you know manners and you should use them all the time. It's called being very polite. At first, it was just an occasional please or thank you that was forgotten. Then there was a rude push without an excuse me. Then a reach across the table instead of a please pass the broccoli. I hope all of you remember to say please, thank you, excuse me if you're trying to get something or get through another person that's close by, or please pass the broccoli instead of saying give me, because it's not very nice. It's called please. Mama Bear wasn't quite sure how or why it happened, but she was sure of one thing. Whatever the reason, the bear family had become a pushing, shoving, name-calling, ill-mannered mess. Not very good, is it? Silly head, fuzz brain, noodle puss. Oof, not good, not good. At the table, it was even worse. They were a grabbing, mouth-stuffing, food-fighting, kicking under the table super mess. Uh-oh. I can see where some little bears are going to get in big trouble, huh? Yeah, we definitely don't want to do those kind of things. They're not nice. Of course, Mama Bear tried to correct Brother and Sister Bear's behavior. She tried coaxing. She tried complaining. She tried shouting. She tried going to Papa for help, though it sometimes seemed to Mama that he was part of the problem. Papa banged on the table and shouted as only he could shout, but nothing really seemed to do any good. Uh-oh. I smell trouble. How about you? Mama didn't like what was happening to her family. Not one bit. Something had to be done. But what? The best way to fight bad habits, she thought, was with good habits. Then she thought of a plan. She got a big piece of cardboard and a marker. At the top she wrote, "The Bear Family Politeness Plan." She wants everybody to be polite. When the plan was finished, she called a family meeting and showed it to Papa and the cubs. Mama means business right now, doesn't she? She called a meeting. Everybody's going to listen. It certainly got the Bear family's attention. Let's see what all it says. The Bear family politeness plan. Rudeness, forgetting please or thank you. Penalty, sweep front steps. Pushing or shoving, beat 2 rugs. Interrupting, dust downstairs. Name calling, clean cellar. Reaching at table, clean yard. Playing with food, wash the dishes. Rude noise, weed garden. Banging door, clean attic. Forgetting excuse me, empty garbage. Hogging bathroom, put out trash. Mama's plan had a list of all the rude things she wanted to stop. Beside each one was a penalty, a job or chore that went with it. If you forget a please or a thank you, you had to sweep the front steps. If you pushed or shoved, you had to beat 2 rugs. If you got caught name calling, you had to clean the whole cellar. Boy, Mama means business, doesn't she? But Mama, sputtered the cubs, you're not being fair. It seems to me, she said, that you're the ones who aren't being fair. To yourselves or anyone else. That's what manners are all about. Being fair and considerate. Manners are very important. They help us get along with each other. Why, without manners... Your mama's absolutely right, interrupted Papa. Thank you, Papa, for your comment. But interrupting is number 3 on the rude list, and the penalty is dusting the downstairs, Mama said, and handed him the feather duster. Uh-oh, Papa's in trouble now. Said Brother. That looks serious. I think we'd better come up with a plan of our own, or we're going to be doing a lot of extra chores. What sort of plan? Asked Sister. Well, he said, instead of just being polite, we'll be super polite. Well, please and thank you, so much that Mama will get fed up and call the whole thing off. Yes, said Sister. We'll be so polite she won't be able to stand it. They put their plan into action. They were super polite. On the stairs, after you, sister dear. Thank you, dear brother. In the hall, excuse me, brother dear. Why, certainly, my dear sister. Waiting for the bathroom. Terribly sorry to have kept you waiting. Think nothing of it, my dear. But it didn't work the way they expected. Mama didn't get fed up at all. And after a while, brother and sister forgot about being super polite and were just polite. At the table, pass the honey, please. Certainly. In the room, would you like me to help you pick up your toys? Thank you very much. In the yard, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. That's all right, no harm done. And it turned out that Mama had been right. Things did go more smoothly. Once they got into the good manner habit, they didn't even have to think about it. It just became natural, didn't it? But it wasn't so easy for Papa. He was the one who got fed up. It's a little harder to change habits when you're older, and he had to do quite a few extra chores for forgetting his manners. I'm glad to get out of the house, away from the politeness plan," he said as he drove the family along the highway on a trip to the supermarket. "Manners and courtesy are just as important away from home, especially on the road," said Mama as they stopped at a stop sign to let pedestrians and other cars pass. "They help us drive safely." "Well," grumbled Papa as they all went into the busy supermarket, "I think you can have too much of a good thing. You've got to have common sense along with manners. Why, if you let everyone go ahead of you at the checkout, you'd be there forever. And sometimes you have to interrupt. Excuse me, madam," he interrupted a shopper, "but I believe you have a leaking bottle in your cart." The shopper thanked him for his help. "You see," he said, driving home, "there's no more to life than remembering your manners. Besides, manners are all right for cubs and mama bears. But we papa bears have other things to think about." At that moment, the car in front stopped suddenly and Papa bumped into it. He was furious. "Why, that pin-headed fiddle brain," he snarled. "Name calling," reminded Sister. Uh-oh. I think Papa's going to get in trouble. Don't you think so? I think so. The penalty for name calling was cleaning the whole cellar. So Papa gritted his teeth and remembered his manners. And a good thing too, because climbing out of the other car was the biggest, angriest bear he had ever seen. But when the angry bear saw how polite Papa was, he remembered his manners too. He explained that he had stopped short because a mama duck and her ducklings had crossed in front of him. Then he and Papa Bear looked at their bumpers and saw that no harm had been done. It's okay to get angry and mad sometimes, but don't take it out on somebody else because that's not nice. "As I was saying," said Papa as they continued on their way, "it's very important for us to remember our manners at all times. And I want to thank you, Sister, for reminding me to remember mine." "You're very welcome, I'm sure," said Sister Bear politely. So they all found out that having manners and using their manners is a good thing. So just remember next time to say, "I'm sorry," "excuse me," "thank you," "yes ma'am," "no ma'am," "yes sir," "no sir," whoever you're talking to, or whatever it may be. Maybe somebody's just having a bad day. Even if they don't remember their manners, you be polite and remember yours. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Until next time. Bye-bye. Have a good day.